Hello, my beautiful mystic hearts, and welcome to today's love reading. Okay, so as I was sitting down to hear this reading, I just heard that you intuitively feel like someone's about to reach out to you. You can actually feel that something's on its way. So it'll be interesting to do this reading today just to see what is actually around you at the moment. So I'm going to do a quick check in with you, an energy check, just to see what is actually around you in love. And then we'll tap into the person that's on your mind after we've done that. So let's just get straight into it. So it will be a you versus them today. So let's go. Let's get into it. I will say straight away, just on the bottom here, I'll just talk at the bottom of here. We actually do have coffee cup. So meeting, conversation, savoring the moment. Um, I'll actually shuffle the deck properly and actually try and get your energy, get your energy into these cards. But that's very interesting that I would immediately just be picking that up. So let's see. Let's see actually what's around you. Also, white birds might also resonate with some of you as well. There's several white birds. They're actually cockatoos here in Australia. So if you don't know what that is, it's a really large white bird, and I've got a lot of them that live around my house. And I've got a couple in the tree in the window that I can see at the moment. So as I'm sitting here, so that might actually resonate with some of you, these big white birds. All right, we've already got our cards coming out here, so I'm going to take that first one, but we will actually split the deck properly and get your energy into these cards. All right, so what's around this collective at the moment? Get your energy in here. Okay. All right, so we've got heartbroken as well. So I will take these cards, as I said, but we will. I want to split the deck first and just see what your overall ruling energy is at the moment. Gosh, they're all just flying out at me at the moment. Okay. All right, so let's split the deck here. Clearly we've already got heart with a key, heartbroken, and boat, but let's have a look. Let's just see. All right, and we've split the deck to the sword and rose, and then paradise. So as I said, this is exactly what I was picking up when I first sat down to do this reading. So sword and the rose, so clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity. So this is to me, it's the Ace of Swords card. So it is a revelation, a truth, that something's about to be revealed to you. Also, roses might be really important to you as well. That actually might be an important flower. I'm just seeing red roses straight away, but it could just be also maybe white roses. I just heard that. But I think roses are quite significant to this collective. But this is what we were saying. I feel like you feel that there's a revelation on its way, that there's something actually coming through to you. Like I said, I think you're feeling this intuitively, though. I don't think that this has actually hit your table yet. I don't think that this message, this revelation from the person on your mind has actually come through. But I think that you can intuitively feel this. And that is exactly what I was feeling when I first sat down to do this reading. And then we've got paradise, so happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness. I'm thinking that this is what you're hoping that this revelation is going to lead to, is that there's a truth that's going to be revealed here, that the person on your mind is finally going to step forward. I feel that it's been some time since you have spoken to this person. I think that there's been quite some distance between the two of you. I think probably both um, uh, emotionally, mentally, and also I'm hearing distance wise as well, that there's quite a bit of distance between you. I'm feeling that it's not like we're not talking 10 minutes down the road, like we're actually talking at least, I've heard at least half an hour, 2 hours, something along those lines. But you're hoping that finally, after all this time, so I think it's been quite a lot of time as well between the two of you. I think energetically you can feel this person. I think you've been feeling this person wanting to come forward for quite a while, but it hasn't actually happened yet. I don't think that you've locked eyes on this person for quite some time. I'm hearing at least 6 months. I just heard that straight away. Um, between 3 to 6 months at least, maybe even longer is what I'm hearing. But you're hoping that this revelation is going to ultimately lead to your paradise then. So happiness, joy, playfulness, oneness, this is really what you're wanting to move to. And not just this with this connection either, but just also just in life in general, I'm hearing. Also heard that I think you're stepping into quite an abundant path as well. I think that you have some really positive things going on around you at the moment. So I think not only for this relationship is paradise, but also I think you're just like I said, we'll get further cards, we'll get tarot, and to really break it down. But I think you're actually stepping into a really abundant period in your life. And I think for a long time I've just seen the Hermit card. So you have been in Hermit for quite a while. You've been in deep reflection for quite some time, I've heard. So you have been using this time in separation to really examine your shadow, is what I just heard. Really go in depth, really do a lot of self-examination, really understand. I just heard attachment styles. So chances are you are either in the runner energy or in the longing veil. So really that fear of abandonment, but really just examining your attachment styles at the moment is what I heard. So really the reason why you found it difficult to actually form relationships with people, or healthy relationships with people, is what I just heard. So you've been really doing a lot of deep introspection, a lot of work on your inner child. So really a lot of inner child healing, and really you're stepping into this paradise, into this really, just this really beautiful positive energy. That's what I heard. But you are waiting for this truth to come through, or you can feel it. So we've already got a few cards there. So I will just get another couple more just for your top row here, if I can organize myself here. All right, just get another couple of cards. And one more, please. One more. Oh, see the Paradise cards come out again. So it definitely wants to be out, that Paradise card. We've got Healing Heart, as we just said, Paradise. So, all right. So this person is on your mind. This connection it still holds a key to your heart, clearly. So you're still see this person as the one. You definitely still see this person as your divine counterpart, is what I just heard. So very much they still hold the key. So even while you guys have been in separation, and even though you've been really heartbroken by this person, you have been, as I said, really using this time to really heal, which is when we've got this healing heart. So all just confirming what I was picking up on. So I think, like I said, I think there has been some separation here. There's been separation for a long time. Like I said, at least I'm saying 3 to 6 months or longer. I'm feeling for this collective, like it really has been quite some time. And look, and let's be honest, like when this person left your world, like I just heard like your world crumbled, or you really felt like it crumbled when you left. So you've really been in mourning for this person for quite a while. But you've been doing what we're called to do, and we do come, when we do actually meet our twin flame, our soul connection, is you've been using this time to heal, right? And you've been healing. I'm actually going to switch these around. I feel like I need to actually switch those around, because this is really what you've been doing here, right? Is healing this broken heart. I think that when this person left you, it was very sudden. It was a very sudden ending. I don't think you were expecting it. And I think for quite a while, you actually saw this person as quite toxic. And let's be honest, when you both met each other, you will have been at a very broken point in both of your lives, whether you really understood that or not. Really, whether you understood how broken you were at that point is a different. I actually don't think that you realize. I don't think that you realized how broken you were until now. You've actually been on your healing journey. I think that you look back at that time when you met this person and you think, wow, like I was really so much more broken than what I thought I actually was. And like I said, you've been really using this time to heal. So really that inner child healing, a lot of shadow work is what you've been doing, is what I heard. And really looking at your reasons as to why you have such a fear of abandonment. So that would mean then that if I'm channeling the energy with fear of abandonment at the moment, so that means that I'll be speaking with the feminine energy here. So this is the person within the connection that identifies with the divine feminine, and the divine feminine is the one that's actually given that longing veil. And they're the divine feminine. I mean, it doesn't, like I said, it's all my readings. It does not matter which meat vessel you're in, which body you're actually in. You could identify either with the divine feminine or the divine masculine. It just depends on what type of what type of wounding you've got and what type of wounding you need to heal. So, are you a person who has got a real fear of abandonment? That real that real chaser energy, so really sort of has to have the control over that situation? Or are you a person who has a real fear of commitment, has a real fear of being tied down, a real fear of really getting close to someone in case they hurt you ultimately? So it just depends on what kind of trauma you were trying to heal out as to which veil you're actually carrying. And like I said, you could identify either with the masculine or the feminine, but I feel like I'm talking to the person with the feminine here. Sorry, I'll get my words out. That identifies with the feminine. And so this person, on when they left abruptly, is typically what happens in these connections. They left very abruptly, and it really left you very, very heartbroken, deeply sad, grieving. But like I said, you're healing that out. You're well along on your healing journey, is what I heard. There's just been a lot of introspection that's going on at the moment, which has then led us to here. So I feel like you are going into a time of real abundance as a result of this amazing healing work that you've done. So you've been able to really lay down roots, is what I'm hearing, really laying down those seeds. So straight away, I'm seeing the Seven of Pentacles, really laying down, seeds, both in your pentacle path, but also in your relationships around you as well. So in your personal relationships, so family, friends, work relationships, I'm hearing. So really, and now you're starting to really move into that abundance around you, is what I'm hearing. So, receiving what you need, progression, moving on, really closing out old karmic cycles is what I heard, which means you could be, I just saw the number 10 as well. So I think you're probably seeing a lot of 10s around you at the moment, or a lot of zeros as well. I just heard that as well. So really starting new cycles. And then obviously then the Paradise card, which is what we've spoken about before. I think though that the Paradise card is what you're ultimately hoping will happen with your divine masculine. And like I said, I just keep getting this feeling that you can intuitively feel something coming through to you. All right, heart with a key. Heart with a key, please. Oh, they're all falling out, but I will take this one. Twin flames. So just to confirm what I've been saying is that you do see this person as your divine counterpart, as your twin flame, which is a little magic that's come out, but just to confirm that this is what I'm reading here. So, so you guys do feel that you're in a twin flame connection. Chances, and like I said, when you met each other, you would have been two very, very broken birds. But this is what you're trying to heal out, right? Is you're trying to heal that whole fear of abandonment and the reasons as to why you feel so scared about that, is what I just heard. But I think you've come a long way in your healing journey. Also, too, I just heard that you are hoping that your masculine is also on this same journey with you. You're hoping that they are also awakened to the journey, that they also see you as their twin flame, and that they're getting their stuff together, is what I just heard. But also too, just to tie you to this reading, so this person that you met would have been so completely different to anybody that you ever thought that you would fall for in the past. So it's completely not your type, is what I've just heard. So, which is typical of a twin flame connection. So typically there's a very large social issue with when you guys meet each other. So it's an issue that typically everybody around you, friends, family, society, will tell you that this connection shouldn't happen, but you know deep in your heart that it absolutely should be, right? And this is normally going to be like a huge age gap, or one of you's married. There's something really taboo about the connection. No judgment here if that actually was your case, by the way. Societal issues as well. So maybe you can't really come from two very different walks of life, different lifestyle. There's just something about the connection that everybody around you, like I said, everybody around you will just say, no, this can't happen. But you know that this is your person. And the whole point of the twin flame is to really show everybody around you that you can break free of the mold. You don't have to be part of the rat race. You know, that you can have the courage to step out of the mold. Yeah, it's what I'm just hearing. So I think that this very much applies to you, to whoever this is that's reading this, that's listening to this reading. I think there's a very big societal issue between the two of you. All right, so heartbroken. And so no wonder this person will always hold the key to your heart, I just heard. Heartbroken. Lightning. Wow, there it is. So in separation, this is my shocking news. This is my lightning. This is my reaching out card. So you do think that something is going to be coming through to you quite shockingly. If it's coming through in lightning as well, we just heard maybe it's storming where you are at the moment. I just heard that maybe there's lightning currently going on around you. Whenever you're listening to this reading, maybe there is lightning, or maybe this message comes through when there's some lightning, or it comes through on a storm. But here it is, so a shocking news, upheaval, sudden change. So, yeah, like you really do think that this message is going to come through, and it's going to take you out of separation. Is what you're feeling. I think you, like I keep saying, I think you can intuitively feel something coming through. Also, too, you might have been really going very happily on your healing journey and trying to actually close out cycles, and maybe really releasing control, or wanting to have control over the situation, and just really just trusting in the divine, trusting in the journey, trusting in divine timing. So I just heard that you might have doing really well, feeling really quite proud of yourself that you're so far along in your journey, and maybe this emotion of this person has just come across you like really like lightning, like it's just come out of nowhere. Is this feeling of this person, is what I just heard. In which case, if this has just come across you, then this is actually not entirely your energy. This will be this person. So intuitively, like I said, we will get tarot, we'll break this down, we'll get into your person. But if you can intuitively, if this emotion has just come across you, then no, I'm feeling it's probably actually not your emotion. If you all of a sudden have all of these feelings coming up, like heartbroken, and it's just all come across you when you've been healing your heart, then it's more than likely actually going to be your person, your divine masculine. You can actually feel it coming through the threads. All right, healing heart. Also, too, if you have been really healing out and closing out cycles, and really relinquishing, a fear of control over the situation, that energy will be flowing straight back through to your masculine as well. So he'll be able to feel that you are really stepping into your strengths. He'll be able to feel it. which is probably why this is all of a sudden come out of nowhere. All right, healing heart. Oh, and then we've got date night. Look at this. Yes, I think you definitely can feel this intuitively. So we've got getting up. Well, I know that this says getting back out there, but I don't think that that's the case. Although maybe for some of you, you have tried to meet someone new, potentially. Maybe you are getting back out there, trying to, trying to move on is what I just heard. But I don't think that you wouldn't be able to. Like twin flames, you keep each other on such a pedestal that really nobody can compare to your twin flame, even if you do try to date somebody else. And I just heard that you have tried to do this, right? Been trying to heal your broken heart by trying to date, at least get back out there, like on a dating website or something along those lines. But you hold your twin flame on such a pedestal and the masculine does for you too, is that no one really compares to this person, is what I just heard. And you've been trying to, but you can't get this person just won't go, won't disappear, is what I just heard. The other thing I'm hearing for this as well is that you do intuitively feel that you've got something coming through. So a date night, like so planning a date, right? Planning set a date. You really do feel that you've got something coming through from this person. All right, so let's go into boat and then paradise. I've got these 3 cards coming out, so I'm going to take all 3 of them. But we've got, so look, we've got Sword in the Rose, we've got Clarity, Truth, Revelation. So we've got literally one after another here. So we've got the lightning, we've got this date, and then we've got this revelation coming through. Like I said, I think you can intuitively feel that this person is about to reach out very, very much. And what I was picking up before is, just to repeat it again, is that, yes, you've been really so far along in this journey that I think that this really has come out of nowhere, right? Which means that your energy, where you're letting go, that's flowing through to the masculine. He can actually feel that. When I say letting go, I don't mean letting go of the connection. I mean letting go of just surrendering to the connection is what I'm trying to say. Not letting go, but as in surrendering to the connection, surrendering to the journey. And really just saying, look, whatever happens, happens. If this person really is my divine, if they're really my twin flame, then they'll come back around. Like they will come back into my life again. But look, here's it. So we've got Sword in the Rose. It's come back out again. Then we've got Mask, and we've also got karmic relationship as well. So I think that this is the work that you've been doing, just to confirm this. So so this is your mask that you've been, you're moving into paradise after dealing with your masks. So so this is the mask that you wear with the world, your shadow. So you've been really doing a lot of work with that. And then also karmic relationships is what you've been letting go of, right? So really stepping into self-love, really that self-fulfillment paradise. And also to confirm here as well that you still feel that this person is, well, they haven't been, right? They have not been showing their true feelings to you. That also that while you guys were together, that you did feel quite like they were gaslighting you in this relationship. And that at times you have felt that this was a karmic relationship as well. I have the feeling that at times you've actually come and gone from this. So whether this is a karmic relationship or twin flame, you actually have been coming in and out of the two. But I've just heard that right now, as you're watching this reading, like you're really in your power at the moment. Like you're feeling very, very positive. That you have come in and out of karmic relationship, twin flame, karmic relationship, twin flame. But yeah, I just got this feeling like you just surrender. You've just surrendered to the journey. And dealing with your mask, and also closing out karmic relationships is what I just heard. All right, very good. So that's your overall energy. All right, what I want to do now And so we'll get into the masculine, but I just want to get the tarot. I want to just see what your team needs you to know just about this connection, just where we are. So I'll get the Lovers Oracle, the Lovers deck, I should say. It's not an oracle deck, it's actually a tarot deck, and then we'll break down into the masculine, but I just want to get the tarot for you. All right, so what does your team need to know about this connection? Just getting your energy into these cards. All right, what does... All right, straight away, well, we've got magic. Okay, so that's the Magician card straight away. Let's keep shuffling. Let's get your energy into these cards. What does this beautiful collective need to know? So straight away, I was going to keep shuffling, but I've been told I need to look at these. So we've got Queen of Arrows, which is the Queen of Swords, of course. And then we've got Desire, or we've got, so that's the Major Arcana card. So that's the Lovers card. So straight away, I think that you are really stepping into a Queen of Arrows energy here. So the Queen of Arrows, or the Queen of Swords, so she knows her mind, right? You've really come a long way in your healing journey. She really knows her mind. She understands exactly, thought patterns, what she will and won't accept from relationships. She can be a little cutthroat, I'm not going to lie, but I think that that's the strength that you're really starting to step into, which is really amazing. And I've just been, look at the little birds here again as well. So I think that birds are very important. In fact, they look like they're little robins or something. Anyway, like a little, yeah, that will resonate with some of you for sure. But birds, I think the birds are quite an important symbol here. Also, too, I was seeing those white birds, those big white birds when I first sat down as well through my window. So I think that's quite important. Also, you could be an air sign. I just heard that. So you could also be an air sign. So Gemini, I heard straight away, but any of the air signs. Yeah, Libra as well. I just heard Libra. But you could be an air sign. Also, the person on your mind could also be an air sign. You're masculine as well. But then, of course, then we've got the Lovers, right? So you do still absolutely see this person as your divine counterpart, as your twin flame. But I think that you're stepping into your strength with this, right? Also with the Lovers, that's also I heard self-love. So not just do you see this person as your twin flame, as your divine counterpart, but also self-love. I just heard that you were stepping into self-love for the very first time. And all of that is because of this connection, that this connection is what has really triggered you into this. All right. So let's get all the cards we need here. I want to keep these in order too. Oh, we'll take that one as your fifth. All right, so this is your... look, the strength cards come up. So, okay, so this one, and this one. All right. You can see them all there. We'll try and move my little owls. I'll move these. I'll move these two. Move these up here. These little owls. Okay. All right, so what have we got here to start with? So we've got magic, right? So that's the magic card. So this means that so this is the magician. So all of your manifestations are starting to come through. So there's a reason why I was originally in your first deck, why I pulled the Seven of Pentacles card, because that's also about manifestations. And here we have the magician, all about manifestations. So I think that you, like I said, I think you're really completing a cycle here. You're stepping into your strength, and also obviously the strength cards will come out here, really stepping into your divine femininity was what I heard as a result of this connection. So like I said, I think that you look back at the person you were when you first started this journey, and you were just like, wow, like I cannot believe how far I've come. But now your manifestations are starting to come through, and it's not just in love, but it is also in everything that's around you at the moment. As I have said a couple of times, I think that you're starting to really step into a very abundant path as a result of this work that you've been doing, this healing work. But that's, yeah. Also, I just heard as well that you're wanting your manifestations to come in with this connection with what you're really wanting, and that you're really trying to manifest through this message, this truth to be revealed from this person. And then we've got the 10 of coins, or the 10 of the pentacles, right? But this has come through in the reverse, right? So this is also in the blocking row as well. But the 10 of coins is all around. It's such a glow up card. You know, she's in the original deck. You know, she's beautiful. She's a beautiful divine and beautiful divine feminine energy. She's standing there. It's a real glow up card, which means, you know, like you've been through the 7 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, and you're just really stepping into a very abundant time. Also, too, I just heard that people around you now are starting to really notice your glow up. I just heard that. I think for the first time in a long time, you've actually got people saying to you, wow, like, what have you been doing? Like, you look really amazing. And it's just all of that beautiful Empress energy that you're stepping into. But I think that for a long time, this was a blocker, hence the fact that this is why it has come out in the reverse, is that for a long time, you've been really hermiting, you've been in that hermit energy. And it's just been, there's just been a real block here, just in your path, in your journey. And also with this person as well. So the 10 of coins also means commitment as well, and there's been a real lack of commitment between you and this divine masculine. But I feel like this is old energy. Like I said, I think that you're actually stepping into 10 of coins in the upright. Like I said, I think for a long time, you've really felt like that 10 of coins in reverse, like just really unabundant, very, I just want to hear like you just felt some days like you just couldn't get out of bed. I just heard that. Like it was just you've gone through some really low points is what I heard. But now, you know, you're getting over it. You're moving past it. You're actually stepping into 10 of coins in the upright. That's what I just heard. And then we've got triumph, right? And so this is new cycles. Right, this is actually a brand new cycle. This is the world card. I was about to say wheel, like the wheel. I just saw the wheel card as in, you know, the karmic wheel is starting to turn in your favor. But this is the world card, so brand new cycles, which there has been some blockers here at the moment. There has been some blockers, you know, so we've got the 10 of coins in reverse, then we've got the triumph card, or the world card in reverse. Like I said, there have been blockers here, but, you know, you've been hermiting, right? You've been really working on your shadow, and it's really the shadow which has been causing this blockage really in your journey. And also with this person as well, I just heard that you really feel like that there's a block in the cycles with this person on your mind as well, with your divine masculine, right? But it's all changing because you're stepping into 10 of cups now. So 10 of cups is really, it's beautiful. It's you know, like you've been through the eights, the nines, you know, you've let everything go, Nine of Cups. Now you're standing into, like, it's total emotional fulfillment, really, the Ten of Cups. It's really coming into balance. Also Pentacles, with it's just really, it's an emotional abundance is what it is. And I also think that this is how you see your masculine as really your Ten of Cups as well. But also you were just stepping into such an abundant period in your life. As a result of this connection, I just keep hearing that none of this could have happened if you didn't actually have this masculine come in. And yes, there has been great pain. I just heard that for a long time it was Ten of Cups in the reverse, that there was a lot of pain here that was caused, a lot of heartbreak. But you're now stepping into a Ten of Cups energy in the upright, which is really beautiful. It's a lot of hard work that's gone into this. And then with strength, right? So this is, you know, ultimately where you are. The outcome of all of this is you're stepping into your strength, right? You're really finding your inner balance. Like I said, just really stepping into your divine femininity, into your divine empress, real empress energy is what I'm getting. But none of this could have happened, like I said, if it wasn't for this masculine. And ultimately, the hurt that this masculine's caused. All right, magic. I'm just being told to remind you as well that although it's a really, really painful journey when that masculine leaves and they're ripped away, you know, like your spirit team will really step in, and once you guys come into union for the first time, the spirit teams very quickly step in and then separate the two of you so that you can start your healing journeys. I'm just really reminded, or I'm being told to remind you that yes, it is extremely painful while you guys are in separation, but the longer you guys are kept in separation, the more you are pushed into looking at your shadow as to why the separation is harming you so much, why it's bothering you so much, which really forces you to look at your shadow, which is what you've done in this case. All right, so we've got magic. Magic. Oh, we've got lots of coming here through. Okay. All right, I will take both of these. So we've got Three of Wands. Okay, interesting. So we've got Awakening. So the Awakening is that's actually the Sun card, right, is what this is. But it's in the reverse here. So I think that so the Sun card is really my yes card. It's also shining a light on things that have been hidden, that's coming through to you. But this is in the reverse here. So we're talking about, I think that the manifestations that you or what you're wanting to manifest in particular with this person, it's also a divine masculine card as well. So I think that you have been trying to manifest in this divine masculine, you've been trying to manifest in light being shed on the situation, which is around truths as well, because you are waiting for this truth to come in. But this divine masculine, there has been blockages here, which is being acknowledged. Is that there have been things kept in the dark from you, and this is really, this revelation is what you're trying to manifest through, is what I just heard. With that Sun card, as I said, with the Sun card in reverse there. Because then we've got the Three of Staves. So the Three of Staves is really about planning your next move and also closing the distance. You're waiting for your ships to come in, planning that next move with the Three of Staves. You're sort of standing on that shoreline, looking at your ships, waiting for your ships to come in. Really trying, and also wanting to close distance. What I heard. So this has been a real blocker here. Has been the lack of action in this connection. You know, you've really got this Ten of Coins, but in the reverse, due to a lack of action, due to this distance that's been between the two of you, both emotionally and physically. But like I said, I just think that you know that if these blockers hadn't been here, then you wouldn't be able to be stepping into, you know, this amazing energy that you are. All right, then we've got Triumph. Then we've got the King of Arrows. So we've got, interesting that will come up. So the King of Arrows is the King of Swords. Right, now the King of Swords, he's a pretty strong king. He's very, very logical. The King of Swords, or the King of Arrows. But this is what we've got this blocker with, what we were talking about. So we had, you know, that world card energy, or that lack of stepping into a new cycle. But then we've got the King of Arrows. So I think that, you know, what we're saying here is that there's a real logical energy, you know, about this person, almost a little bit of a cold energy. The King of Arrows can be quite cold. And just confirming here that this is really potentially what stopped, or what you feel has stopped the connection here, is really this masculine's coldness. I'm feeling lack of empathy, lack of heart, is what I heard. But that this truth, you know, it's also a real truth-seeking energy as well. So you're really wanting this truth to come out, which you can intuitively feel is about to happen from this masculine. All right. Also, too, it leads me to further think that it is an air sign that you're dealing with, or just a person who's just very, very logical, or the person that you knew when you guys were actually brought together was a very logical person. Really didn't have a lot of heart, did not really lead with his heart, really led with his mind, is what I'm hearing. And then we have the Two of Staves. All right. So we've got the Ten of Cups. And we've got the Two of Staves. I'm being told that this sort of flipped out. I'm being told that this should be taken in the upright. So I'll take it in the upright. So the Two of Staves is really also that planning energy, right? So really trying to see what your next step is. So I think that this is you at the moment. I think that so you're stepping into this Ten of Cups energy, this real emotional fulfillment, real abundance around you. And I just get the feeling that, that you're just really in the planning stages around this at the moment. So whether you're planning potentially, I just had a new business as well, or just planning what your next step looks like. I also heard mission work as well. So really stepping into your mission work and just planning out what potentially that looks like. So if you are stepping into mission work, then chances are you're also a healer of some sort. So whether you feel that you might be a tarot reader or some sort of a spiritual healer, I just heard that. But I think this is what you're planning at the moment. It's actually around your pentacle path and your way forward in life is just what I heard. You're really planning that at the moment. Now that you're stepping into your Ten of Cups. All right, and then we've got Strength. Oh, Strength. Oh, but that's the Tower card. So there have been a lot of towers that you have been through, which have then brought you into your strength, which is why I was picking up on that energy before, that you've been really hermiting. Really hermiting is what I heard. So just really going through a lot of towers to have really led you here. It's been a really difficult time for you, is what I heard, but you've stepped into your strength as a result of this. I just heard the last 6 months for you have been really a very, very testing time, is what I just heard. Yeah, that's what I just heard. Also, too, I'm being brought back to this Awakening card here. I'm being brought back to this. I was seeing this as the sun. So there's a reason why I saw that as the sun, but it's actually not the sun. That whole tangent I went across with the sun, that will actually be for a reason. But the awakening card, that's actually judgment is what it is. It's actually judgment. And then you've got with Archangel Gabriel as well. So that would mean, so there'd be a reason why I deviated. I've just come back to this card though. Thank you, Spirit. So that would mean around your mission work. So I was picking up something around your mission work there. I think you're really starting to step into this. I think that for quite a while there has been blockers with this, and that was because that's why I came through in the reverse to start with. They're having blockers when it comes to your mission work. In particular, I heard around the heartache with this person, but I think you're starting to step into this now. I'm just hearing you should be really focusing on that right now. Your mission work is something you should be really focusing on. There's a reason why this has been revealed to you. Really, you should be focusing on that. Like I said, I think that you're a healer. I think that this, whoever this collective is very, very magic. Okay, all right. So that's sort of your overall ruling energy. So let's get into your masculine. What's actually going on in your masculine's life? All right, I'm just going to bring out that energy. And I want to get into your masculine. So I'm going to get the little black cards to do this. I just want to see what's around him at the moment. And then I keep saying him, her. It's not a gendered reading. Just divine masculine, feminine. Doesn't matter which week vessel you're in. But I'm going to get these little black cards. All right. All right, so what's happening with your masculine? I just might bring that out again. Can't make this stuff up. There we go. Twin flame just fell straight out. So this person on your mind, your masculine, sees you as their twin flame as well. So you guys are mirroring each other, which is why I was saying that you guys are very telepathically connected. So anything that you're feeling will be flowing through to the threads back to him as well. So back to the masculine. So if you are really stepping into your strength, if you are really starting to find your mission work, if you're really closing out cycles, the masculine will be able to feel this. But he absolutely sees you as his twin flame as well, as his divine counterpart, as his connection, divine connection. All right. Which means that he's on this healing journey too. He's been doing a lot of healing. All right, I'm just going to split these here. And as I was saying it, healing heart and lightning. So he has been on his own healing journey. So free from toxic relationships or addictions, healing from heartbreak. I think he's also healing from the heartbreak with you as well. I think that for a long time, I think this masculine has been really hurt. I don't even know if you know how hurt this masculine has been, because there's been so much distance between the two of you guys. But he is also on his healing journey. So he's trying to free himself from heartbreak, from toxic relationships, addiction. So addiction's probably played a big part of this masculine's life as well. And he's trying to heal those out. So straight away I heard gambling and substances, but it could be really anything though. You alcohol, it could be a lot of different things addiction-wise, but this masculine is really trying to heal it out. Also heard karmic relationships so he's also trying to really close out karmic cycles. And then we've got lightning as well. So sudden change, shocking news. You've both got this. You're both mirroring each other. Like I said, this masculine wants to come through to you. I think your intuition is right when you are feeling that something is on its way, because this card is confirming it. Right, you do have something coming along. All right, so twin flames. What's going on with this masculine? How is he feeling about this connection? Kisses, unconditional love, giving and receiving affection. I just heard he wished that he was giving you kisses. I just heard that. But he feels exactly the same. There's a card here that wants to poke out. I wonder if it's actually flipped around the other way. I wonder if it'll come out. But yeah, I just heard that he feels exactly the same way about you as you do about him. That the separation is going over in his mind at the moment very much. Okay, I've got a couple more and then we'll get into it. Oh, there's that card again. Where is it? I can't see it straight away. He wants to come out. And one more, please. Oh, there it is. There it is, the Grim Reaper. Okay, I'm going to take these. All right, so twin flames, we've covered that, right? So this masculine feels about you exactly the way that you do about him. So he absolutely feels that this is a twin flame connection. I also just heard that you guys probably spoke about this when you were together before you guys were separated, that you probably both said to each other, wow, like I can't even believe that I've met you. Like this is really insane. I feel like I've met you in many lifetimes before, which let's be honest, you guys have. You guys will just continue to meet each other lifetime after lifetime until eventually you've been able to clear out your karmic energy, clear out your karmic cycles enough to be able to be brought back into alignment again. But you will meet each other lifetime after lifetime. And I think you absolutely know this. In fact, that discussion even happened between the two of you when you first met. But like we said, we've got kisses, unconditional love. He's absolutely thinking about you. And like I said, he wishes he was giving you kisses at the moment. That's what I heard. But this is it. So separation sadness, this is what he's currently going over. Just to confirm what I was picking up is that you guys have been in separation for quite some time. Like I said, this has been like some real decent time here that you guys have been apart. This for this collective, this is not something that just happened a couple of weeks ago. Like there's been some serious separation here. But this is really what this masculine's going over. And then we've got seduction, attraction, flirting, hooking up to a third-party interference. I think this is what this masculine goes through when he's thinking about the separation between you guys, is that there was third-party interference here. So you would know about this, or intuitively you know, this is probably what this revelation, this truth is. That's what I just heard, is that you're hoping comes through, is around this third-party interference. Now, this third-party interference it could be romantic, but it might not actually be romantic. It could be a variety of different things. It could be those addictions that we were talking about before that he's trying to heal out from. But it also could be family, friends, work obligations. It's not, when we say third party and temptation, it's not necessarily romantic, although I mean very often it is, but not necessarily. Or it could be all the above. I just heard it could have been all of those things what then led you guys into separation. But this is what he's going over. I think that this has also been a blocker with why he's taken so long to come through to you, is the memory of this. And this is why he's still holding his hands close to his chest, right? He's still holding those cards close. Oh, I just saw the Eight of Clubs, the Ace of Clubs. That might actually mean something to some of you. Maybe there's I don't know why I just heard maybe like a tattoo around an Ace of Clubs or something to do with cards, but gambling as well. So this could also be one of the addictions that he's dealing with. But also taking a chance, right? We've already had the Lightning card. You've both got the Lightning card, and we've got taking a chance. He wants to come through to you. He wants to come forward. Even though now he's not showing his hand, he's still wearing a bit of a mask with you. He's still holding that up. But then that leads us into the Grim Reaper. So the relationship is over, no second chances, grow and transform. I'm getting a couple of things for this. Firstly is I think that he's concerned that the relationship might be over. that this is actually what's keeping him away, right? Is the fact that maybe you've moved on. I think that this is a fear of his, which is something that he is just going to have to deal. It's a layer that he has to get through to actually come through to you. The masculine will use all sorts of, I don't want to say excuses, but all sorts of reasons to delay communication. Some of it is also to do with that divine timing as well. But the masculine tries to avoid as much as he possibly can, right? As part of his layer is avoiding. So they will use, masculines will, or whoever's wearing that masculine veil will use a variety of reasons as to why to avoid, to not come forward. You know, the fact that, you know, that the fear that you might have somebody else, the fear that you're going to reject them. But a divine masculine will come forward anyway because they've gone through their healing journey. They've healed out their fear of rejection, of commitment. They've actually healed it out, and really nothing then stops them from coming forward because they know that whatever the outcome is, right, that they've actually released control over the outcome as well, so that whatever the outcome is, they're strong enough, both emotionally and mentally, to deal with whatever it is. And that really they come through to you because they know that they have to, that they have to clear this karmic cycle with you, whatever the outcome is, right? Because there has been so much pain here. You know, there has been separation. They know that they made you feel like a third party, that there probably were third parties involved, whatever that looks like, that there's been damage done. They know that, and they know that they have to come forward. They know that they have to do that they have to make amends for it, whatever the outcome is. And so a divine masculine, there's nothing that stops a divine masculine, once they actually finally step into that energy, actually coming through to you, because they know they have to make amends, right? They have to clear out that karmic debt, really, of the damage that they've done to their divine feminine. And it's all part of healing out their veil, healing out that avoidant veil. Also, they also need to let go of the control in that situation as well, right? That it doesn't matter what the outcome is, that they'll be strong enough to deal with it. Okay, I feel like I need to get a couple more here, and then we'll get, I feel like I need to get some picture cards. All right. A couple more cards here. Okay, 3 more. 4 more. Okay. Wedding rings. Okay, so union, wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love. Couple of things here. Either you guys, either there was marriage involved here, or this was spoken about. So we're talking serious commitment here, that this was spoken about before you guys went into separation. So eternal love, married, wedding ring, soul connection, that's come back up again. Interesting that would come up over here under twin flames. But I think that this is what this masculine goes through. I think that there potentially was a promise here of very serious commitment before the masculine then went into avoidance. But also I'm hearing that this is what this masculine wants. He ultimately wants to move through to union with you. So married, soul connection. He wants this to be his outcome. That's what I just heard. Then we've got the addictions. So he is healing out addictions. All right, so very much this is his, I think this was the karmic card, right? So karmic cycles was the next thing that he's dealing with. Right, so really dealing with addictions, karmic relationships. He's really trying to close those out. And like I said, you would know about these addictions. I think addictions played a big part in your relationship. But this is all part of that karmic relationships, karmic cycles that he's letting go, moving on from. And then we've got not today. So this is that whole not dealing, hurt, avoiding conversation. This is that avoidant veil that I think he's still sitting in a little bit. Right? He's trying to move on from this though. He understands that you're his twin flame. He understands that without you, he would not have been put into a position where he's now examining his addictions, his karmic relationships, his avoidant style. That you were really the person that has highlighted this to him, for which I think that he's forever grateful for. I just heard that he's forever grateful that you did this for him. And he wants to come through. He still, I mean, if we've got twin flame wedding rings, like he still wants this. In deep reminiscing, I'm just straight away seeing a couple of cards. I'm seeing 6 of Cups and also 5 of Cups, 6 and 5 of Cups. So deep regret, reminiscing is what I was just hearing or seeing. But let's, I want to get some of these cards. I was going to go into tarot, but I feel like these are probably better. All right, so just what do we want to know? Oh, straight away we've got cards coming out. So we've got avoidance, mind games. I won't take these, but straight away we had avoidance coming out, which makes sense considering what we've just been talking about. So hiding, he's feeling guilty about it, that there's no communication between the two of you. And also mind games. So when you guys met each other, you know, he really was in a very, I'm hearing very immature state. I'm hearing real Page of Cups, real also Knight of Cups energy as well. So it's really quite an immature, emotionally immature energy. That's what I heard. But let's keep going with this. What's currently going on around this masculine? 2 more, please. Funny, these are all coming over face down. We haven't had any that have come up face up, which means I think this masculine is still, he's not sure how to show his feelings. That's what I heard. He's still not sure how to come forward. All right, let's see. Let's see what's going on. So we've got contemplation, unsure, choices, decisions. Yes, no. Does he come through to you or not? Got egg on their face. Spotlight. Oh, very interesting. We've got secretive. And then we've got rock bottom. So this is currently what's going on with your masculine at the moment. So he is in real deep contemplation about coming through to you. So unsure, choices, decisions. I would just say too, I've all of a sudden just got a really sick feeling come over me as I'm looking at these cards. So I think your masculine, as I'm channeling this, is feeling really, really sick about coming through to you, and also just very, just really unsure as to what to be doing here. He's in deep contemplation on you. Like I said, there's a reason why I was seeing 5 and 6 of Cups. You know, that real, what's the word I'm looking for? Not ashamed, although that shame did come up here, but just real regret about how things have been between the two of you. That's what I heard. But he wants to come through. But yes, no. Do I come through? Will she still want me? I just heard, will she still want me when I come through? Which, there's a reason why I did that regression before, or digression before, is that this is a layer that the masculine has to get through around his avoidant behavior. This is what keeps him in avoidance. Is that in confidence on coming forward, the reasons that he uses is to not step forward, which is all part of his healing journey. All right, but this is why he's in deep contemplation with. We've also got egg on their face, so ashamed, backfired, caught. So interesting that it would be coming up with these here. Is I think this masculine has been going through some serious karmic cycles here. This is really, because then we've got egg on face, and I feel like I need to switch these two. All right, is we've got egg on face, and then we've got secret. It's a sneaky, mysterious, hiding information. Something's been going on here, because then we've also got in rock bottom, we've got jail, legal issues, life falling apart. This masculine is going through some serious karmic cycle at the moment, which makes sense as to why he's then in so much reflection on you, is that he's really hit. I think I do need to get the tarot just to see really what's happening here. But I really think that he has potentially been caught with something. You might even know about this. You might even have intuition about this, right? But there's been so secretive that this is also how he's been with you, of course. So hiding information, mysterious, sneaky. This is all his shadow too, right? That he's trying to heal out. But then we've also got limelight audience, self-absorbed. Music, or the music industry, might be really relevant to here, to this collective might be really relevant, but also audience, self-absorbed. So I think that this is also what he goes over, right? Is that he did have, or the masculine did have some quite self-absorbed tendencies I'm hearing in this connection, which he's really reflecting on, but also has sneaky behavior. Something's been kept in the dark here, which is what I was picking up on in your first deck. And I remember when I said it was the Sun card originally, is that this is what you're feeling, right? Is that there has been stuff kept in the dark here from you. But I feel like that this is starting to come to light. And there's a reason why I was saying that they need to make amends with you. You know, getting over their addictions and making amends, because then we've got karma, jail, legal issues, life falling apart. There's some serious tower moments going on with this masculine. And I do think that legal issues are a problem here. Also, I'm just seeing the bars here, like the jail bars, and I'm just feeling like just real cage. It's a real caged feeling. Like his heart's been caged, but also I just get this real sense that, yeah, okay, all right, I just want a couple more. But if this is the energy that's going on with this masculine, then no wonder it's just all like he wants to come through to you. And like you're doing so well at the moment, and then all of a sudden this emotion of this masculine has just come over you like a bolt of lightning. There's a reason why. I want to get a couple more. And then I'm going to get the tarot because I feel like I need to. But we've got, look, oh, wow. So we've got spiritual attacks, or another one. So karma, divine intervention, facing their demons. So this is all like, you know, rock bottom, egg on their face, spiritual attack, unemployed, broke, fired, living beyond their means. I think that there's some real karmic cycles being closed out here. But I think that he really does. There's some serious tower moments going on in your masculine's life. I really do think that he does feel like he's under spiritual attack. Yeah, I mean, the fact that we've got all of these cards one after another, I mean, just means that your masculine's really going through it at the moment. So yeah, so broke, fired, living beyond their means. I also think that this is the energy that your masculine met you in, is he was quite broke, so spiritually broke, as well as a pentacle path broke as well, is what I just heard. But was a lot of secrecy here. I feel like your masculine is closing out a cycle here. And there's a reason why addictions keep coming into my mind. I just keep hearing these addictions. But really facing into their shadow, facing their demons. Yeah, I think that something has come full circle for this masculine, but then you've got the push pull between the two of you, right? And this is one of my, it's not the, there's two actual twin flame cards in this deck, but this one always reminds me of the twin flame. So the push pull between twin flames, you know, that real magnet energy, that real, you know, positive, negative energy, that real push pull, you know, that power struggle, imbalance, stubborn. This person's probably quite stubborn, I just heard. But there was imbalance in the relationship that he is, or the masculine is going over. And interesting that they would put that under the spotlight as well. So he or the masculine understands that he was quite self-absorbed when you guys were in alignment or when you guys were first met, and that this really did cause that imbalance between the two of you, that real Six of Pentacles in the reverse energy, real out of balance energy, and he understands this. All right, I want to get the tarot because I want to see, because that's some real heavy energy there. I want to get the tarot and just see what your team wants you to know about this. All right, I'm going to get the angel deck for this. All right. All right, what is your spirit team? I will say to you, my beautiful collective, that if your masculine does come through in this energy, then I think that it will be a test for you as to how you handle the situation, because that's some very strong energy that this masculine will be coming through to you. A lot of karmic energy. I will just say too, is I just, on this bottom of the deck here is Five of Wands, right? So that's a lot of conflicts going on with this masculine at the moment. I just heard that it's something that he's been avoiding for a long time has just come full circle, which is why you're waiting for this truth to come out. I just heard that. All right, I'm going to just do this actually. This masculine's energy through these cards. That was the moon card that just popped up there, if you saw that as well, which was all around things being kept in the dark. Like I just said, I think something's coming full circle into this masculine's life. That's a Three of Swords straight away. That's heartache. That's serious heartache. Heartbreak. All right, so let's split this deck. The Queen of Pentacles and the King of Swords. All right, well, the Queen of Pentacles is, it's funny because you both got this. So the Queen of Pentacles, as we said, so that's real glow up energy. So this is how this masculine is seeing you, and this connection is really the Queen of Pentacles. So I think whatever's happening in your life, this masculine has knowledge of it, that you, this real glow up energy that you're in at the moment. Is, yeah, he knows this. The Queen of Pentacles, right? So you've gone through the Nine of Pentacles and you're into the Queen. So the Queen is very much around stability. It's around commitment as well. She's such a beautiful energy. You know, you've been through all the Pentacles and you're sort of sitting there in all of your abundance. I think that this is definitely the energy that you're in, that you're stepping into, and that this is what this masculine can see. You also might be an earth sign. I just heard that. So Virgo, potentially Taurus, I heard straight away. But you could be an earth sign, but also just a real grounding energy about you. But that's how that masculine sees you, as the Queen. And then we've got the King of Swords. So the King of Swords has come up again, right? Which is why I think that, yeah, it might be an air sign that you're dealing with. I have a feeling that you're probably an earth air pairing. But this is very logical. So whatever is going on in this masculine's life is he's trying to have a very logical view on this. He's really trying to be a king of swords, very I don't want to say guarded with his emotions, but he's just trying to be very logical with how he's seeing this situation, whatever's going on around him. All right, let's. This reading's taken a bit of a turn, I have to say. It's a bit unexpected, I have to say, especially with like legal matters and all of that karmic energy. So let's, and especially then we've got Three of Swords, which has come out straight away, which is all around heartache around you, heartache in his current situation. Two more, please. Okay, so this one came up. And the Knight of Swords, interesting. And then we've got the Two of Cups. All right, so we've already covered Three of Swords, so that's all around heartache. So this is currently his energy, both to you and also just his life in general, as there is some real stuff going on in his life. I'm surprised the Tower card hasn't come up, to be honest, but this is his current energy. So his heart is really broken at the moment with a whole lot of things that is going over on in his life. As I said, you would know this either intuitively or you would actually have knowledge of this. But the Two of Cups, now the Two of Cups is interesting. This is a soulmate card. Two of Cups. It's also about union between the two of you as well. So the Two of Cups coming together. It's also around inner union as well. So it's really stepping into that inner duality, understanding both your masculine and your feminine, to bringing those, into alignment. There's been a real blocker here with this masculine, with that, and he understands this. So a blockage between you, a blocker between his own stepping into alignment with himself, self-love, real shadow work here, which is why also I'm surprised that the Devil card hasn't come out, because I'm really seeing that Devil card in reverse is what I'm seeing. But a real lack of, because this is in the blocker, right? This is in the blocker rose. So yeah, I think that he absolutely understands the distance that is between the two of you, and that has been a real lack of commitment, a lack of connection between the two of you. He gets this, and this is also causing him so much heartbreak. Six of Wands. So this is what we were talking about before. So the Six of Wands in the upright is all about recognition. It's about triumph. It's about really, people around you looking in and saying, wow, like, job well done, really. But in the reverse, this is a very narcissistic card. So this is, an energy that, not that I really like to use that word narcissist, but it's more narcissistic. So really, not a person, quite a self-absorbed, right? A self-absorbed energy is what this is, which has also been a blocker here with you guys, right? And this is what this masculine understands, is that his self-absorbed tendencies are really, has been the blocker here has stopped the two of you basically coming into union. All right, because then we've got the Death card and the Death card in reverse. So the Death card is actually quite a positive card. It's all around new cycles, so closing out old cycles, closing out old karmic relationships, karmic situations, and really stepping in, rebirthing. But in the reverse, there's obviously been blockers here. So which is what we keep picking up, is that there's been real blockers in him stepping into the next phase in his life. That's what I heard. There's a lot of karmic energy. And like I said, given that first lot of cards that we got, there's a lot here that he needs to be really examining and healing out. It's a lot of karmic energy. Because then we've got the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords is all around truth. So that's truth coming forward. And this is what we were talking about, right? Is that this is communication, but it's a truthful communication coming through to you, you know, charging through on that horse through to you. It's the Knight of Swords, which means he really does want communication here. It's just that there's a lot going on in his life at the moment as to whether he feels that he is really worthy of coming through to you or not. All right, Three of Swords in the reverse. Oh, sorry, Three of Swords, not in the reverse, in the upright. Oh, but then we've got Four of Wands. So, and that's my twin flame card, is the Four of Wands. It's also the card of marriage, celebration. This is really what he wants with you, yeah? And it just confirms what we picked up, the energies I've been picking up between the two of you, is you both see each other equally like this, is you both see each other as your twin flame, as your soul connection. But he's just got a lot of heartache going on around him at the moment. It's just a lot going on in his life. But he ultimately wants this with you. Like I said, this is my twin flame card. This is also marriage. It's a real marriage and celebration card. All right, Two of Cups. Then we've got the Moon in reverse. We've also got the Hermit in reverse there as well. So I just want to deal with these. So we've got the Moon, which is all around trusting in intuition, really trusting in the divine, trusting intuition to really show you the way through, a stage in your life where you really can't see the way through. It's really trying to trust in your intuition for this. It's also the card of untruths, right? So this stuff is being hidden from you, and that you're having to use intuition to see through that, right? But we've then got that in the reverse, which means that this masculine knows that there's been stuff hidden here, right? He understands that he hasn't been entirely truthful, that things that you have an intuition about that were hidden from you. He knows that you know this, and this has prevented this Two of Cups, right, as these untruths, which is why he wants to come through as the Knight of Swords. He really wants to come through and provide this clarity for you, whatever the consequences are going to be. We've then got the Hermit in reverse. So the Hermit in reverse is, the Hermit in the upright is really around taking time out to reflect on what you want. It's really my card of inner healing as well. So really, it's also Virgo energy, I will say that. So earth energy. It's really taking time out to reflect on yourself, inner child work, inner child healing. In the reverse, though, it is a card of isolation. So keeping yourself isolated from others, which I think is the energy that your masculine has been in, is that he has been in this he understands around the Six of Wands energy, that real self-absorbed energy, and that he's been keeping himself isolated at the same time, and he understands that this is blockers. It makes sense, though, that he's been keeping himself in isolation and deep reflection, because if there's that much karmic energy going on around him at the moment, then that totally makes sense. All right, so Death in reverse, real inability to move on to the next stage. And then we've got Six of Pentacles. So this is so interesting. I was seeing that card and it's just come out because that's really what he wants. All right, so there's been a real blocker, though, with moving into this. So the Six of Pentacles is all around balance. It's a relationship of equal give and take. And this masculine has really found it very difficult to come through to you, to offer you that relationship that you're after, that real equal give and take, because of all of this karmic interference at the moment. But like I said, I feel that he understands what has to be done, and he's just going through the process now of doing it. So that ultimately he can be that Knight of Swords. He can come through to you with this revelation, this truth, this communication. All right, so Knight of Swords in the upright. So Knight of Pentacles, I'm being told to take this on the upright as well. So Knight of Pentacles, so Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. So this is really the ultimate outcome that he wants. So the Knight of Pentacles is a really beautiful energy. The others, the Knights, I'll be honest, can be actually really quite immature. They're very quick acting. They really haven't gotten through to the Queen or the King yet. So when you've got knights coming through to you, then especially with the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords, it can be really, yeah, quite an immature energy. Also, Knight of Cups is quite immature as well. But you've got the Knight of Pentacles here. Now, this is not an immature knight. This takes a long time to come in. Knight of Pentacles is very slow moving. And the reason that it's so slow moving is because they are wanting to come through in a really stable energy. It takes a long time, which then goes back to this whole thing about there being so much distance for so long between you guys, which is why I was getting like 3 months, 6 months. The separation between you guys is not like, this is not, we're not talking about like the last 3 weeks. Like this has been a long time coming, and he gets this, but he wants to come through to you in a really stable energy. He wants to come through to you with this truth, with this offer, with this revelation. In Knight of Pentacles, so something that's taken a long time to ground, but it's stable. When the Knight of Pentacles comes through to you, like you can trust it, like it is a really stable energy. All right, so I'm going to get, so that's what's going on around. Like I said, I'm surprised that the that the Tower card didn't come out. I'm really surprised that didn't come out, or the Devil card. But let's see. So I just want to get to see what next steps are going to be. Which cards will I get? I just feel like I need to get some message cards. I think that's what we need to do. I just feel that there's so much karmic energy going on around your masculine at the moment that it could actually be quite some time before you hear from him still. He wants to come through to you, but I just get this feeling that there's still quite a bit of karmic energy he needs to heal out. So I'm going to then finish with just through some message cards, right? And just see what messages come out with this. And also what messages come out through from Spirit. So what does this beautiful collective need to know? Here we go. So I imagine number 8, I imagine you naked. Well, we understand that. So this has also come out as well. So we've got you hurt me, but that's okay, I guess. I think this is going through to what we were originally talking about, is that there's been a lot of heartache here caused by this masculine. I'm just going to cover this word here. There's been a lot of heartache caused as a result of you guys going into separation from this masculine. I think that you would actually be really surprised by that. I don't think you have any knowledge of how hurt this masculine has been as a result of this, but he's trying to move past it. 89 or 98, that could also be relevant numbers. 8th of the 9th, 9th of the 8th. What is that card? I would do anything for you, number 10. These cards are all trying to flip up. I would do anything for you. I do believe that. Number 10, also closing out cycles, number 10. Something weird's going on with this. We've just got a yes card on the bottom. The number 8, strength, ego. So this is all around what we were saying. 88 could also be an important number here, the 8th of the 8th. 898, for some reason that just came to my mind. But this is that, that ego card that we were seeing. So, that quite self-absorbed card that he's currently examining at the moment. This one here, do you think about me too? Absolutely, this is what this masculine is thinking. Like I said to you, I think this is a layer that he has to get through, though, as a result of this karmic cycle that he's going through, these karmic relationships he's closing out. He is then thinking about you, and then that's that extra layer that he has to get through is, do you still think about me? If I do come through to you, will you end up rejecting me? Like I said, it's all part of what that masculine has to get through, though. You make my heart full. So 10-10 here. Oh, see, I'm too afraid to talk. So this is that layer that masculine has to get through, which is why I'm thinking it could be a little while yet before you actually hear from this masculine. So when I say this little while, I'm straight away I'm hearing like sort of maybe a couple of weeks yet. Like he's still got to get through a few layers, but when this message comes through to you, I think that it will be like that bolt of lightning. Like you will really not be expecting it. But this is what we were talking about, the I'm too afraid to talk. This is that layer he has to get through. Gossip only hurts more. So I think that when you guys separated, I think that there was a lot of gossip around you guys, which totally makes sense because like in that first digression that I had around twin flames, is that everybody around you will tell you that this connection is never supposed to work. There will be a serious societal issue between the two of you. And yeah, there would have been a lot of gossip around the two of you and a lot of misinformation coming through from the people around you as well. Unless you've been on this journey or unless you are currently on the journey, then you really don't truly understand about twin flames or divine counterparts, and really everybody around you will just tell you that this is never supposed to happen. And can give really bad advice in the nicest way. Because they only want the best for you in the nicest way, they will end up giving you some really terrible advice. And I think that's exactly what's happened here. All right, just a couple more. Oh, we've actually got... So words do hurt. So we're going back again to how you guys separated, to I think that you would be surprised about how much hurt this separation actually did cause to your masculine. I think there were also some pretty strong words said between the two of you when you did separate, which I think is going over this masculine's mind a lot. And here we go, I am terrified. So I'm too afraid to talk. I'm terrified. We've got 99. We've got 8899 as well. So repeating numbers. You'd probably be seeing a lot of repeating numbers at the moment. I would imagine a lot of angel numbers. A lot of signs and synchronicities around you as well. And then 0. I'm ready. Don't know about that. I think he wants to be. I think he goes in and out of this. But I am ready. I am terrified. I am ready. I do definitely think you've got something coming through to you from this masculine. But like I said, I don't know if it's going to be for a little while. He's got a lot of karmic energy going on around him at the moment, especially those original picture cards that I get, which, like I said, it really kind of, this reading took a bit of a turn. It's not what I was expecting, but it's clearly whoever this main collective is, it's clearly what you need to hear to really just confirm for you. I just heard that it's a real confirmation for you. Yeah, like I said, I do think that it will be that you do have something coming through to you, that those manifestations about this connection will happen, but might not be for a little while yet. So we're still in that real Knight of Pentacles energy. Really, that's still that slow moving energy, because he wants to come through to you properly, right? He wants to come through to you stable. Oh, all right. I hope that hasn't frustrated this beautiful collective too much. My beautiful feminines, I hope that hasn't frustrated you too much, but that's about as much as I'm going to be showing today. I would ask it, if you have made it all the way through to this point, it's been a fairly long reading, I can feel it. So if you have made it through all the way to this point, I would ask that you do like and subscribe. Of course, it helps me, but more importantly, because I'm such a new channel here onto YouTube, it actually helps these messages just get out to those that need to hear them. So I would ask that you support in that way. But that's really it for today. So I will see you in the next reading.